Hey everybody, Chris here from KRISAMERIKOS.com, where we help you level up and show the world the best version of yourself. And in today's video, I'm going to show you mistakes that I have made when speaking English. And I'm a native speaker. My family is English speaking, only English speaking. They don't speak any other languages. My grandparents don't speak other languages. Parents don't speak other languages. And I've always been an English speaker all of my life, and I still make mistakes. So you, someone who is learning English and trying to improve your level of English, you should not be afraid to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. I make mistakes. You make mistakes. Everybody. So let's get started. I'm going to give you some words that I have made mistakes pronouncing. So I'm going to show you the incorrect pronunciation first, and then I'm going to tell you the correct pronunciation. Adverbs are a great way to spice up a sentence, but this word is not stressed on the second syllable. It's stressed on the first syllable. It means you do it with a lot of feeling or emotion.
And sometimes something that you love is vehemently disliked by hundreds or thousands or even millions of people.
Now, if you were Tiffany and you vehemently disagreed with his position, what would you say?
For example, he vehemently denied the allegations. Now, that might have been a new word for you, and it's a higher level word. But this next word is one that maybe you've pronounced correctly all your life, but in my life, I've always pronounced it incorrectly. And the way that I pronounced it is Armenian. And that's not right. The name of this country is Armenia, and the adjective from this country is Armenian.
And we're not supported by a powerful state. There was a little tiny Armenian Republic at the time.
And what I have is this guy. This is an Armenian cucumber.
It has a long E sound. For example, he met an Armenian man at the train station. I guess I haven't said the word Armenian many times in the past, and no one has ever told me that I've been pronouncing it incorrectly. But thankfully, I made a mistake in a YouTube video and someone corrected me. You see, everybody makes mistakes. The next word means to do something in a playful way or to do something in a way that causes trouble. And the way I pronounced this word until I got to university was mischievous. I said, he's a mischievous boy, but that's not right. The correct pronunciation is mischievous. It's stressed on the first syllable, so it's mischievous. He's a mischievous boy.
So this is a classic example of a Swedish tomte, a little mischievous elf.
Some of them are a little mischievous.
Our next word is commonly mispronounced by a lot of native speakers. I learned the correct pronunciation when I moved to Italy and lived there for 2 years. Before I moved to Italy, I always said espresso, but that's not the right pronunciation. It's actually espresso.
My own tests have determined a peak potency time for espresso
of regular coffee and espresso.
There's no X sound at the beginning. It's espresso, not espresso. For example, he always buys an espresso on his way to work. And that's not the only word where native speakers sometimes say X when there's ES, and it's a mispronunciation. Another example of this is the word that when I was a child, I pronounced escape. And that's not correct. There's no X sound. For example, the dangerous criminal escaped from prison.
And the tales I heard in there from my hospital bed were courageous and compelling, and an incredible escape from my family's own predicament.
The air pressure inside of your middle ear can escape through your eustachian tube much easier.
Okay, the next word I mispronounced in a funny situation. I went to a shop and I saw that they had this strange word that I didn't know how to say, and I tried to say it, and they corrected me when I ordered it. It's a type of fruit, and I called it acai. But the real name and the correct pronunciation is acai.
And then you need to go forage for acai berries.
We were totally living the Florida life. We were having smoothies and acai bowls.
Doesn't really sound like an English word, right? That's because it's not. But hey, I still made a mistake. For example, would you like a smoothie with acai? Talking about food makes me hungry. So let's talk about it some more. The next word is a type of food that is associated with Greece. If you go to a Greek restaurant, you might order this. And the way that I used to pronounce it was gyro or gyro. And I wasn't sure how to pronounce it, and every Greek restaurant I went to, I said it a little differently. But I finally learned the pronunciation is gyro.
The modern gyro became popular in Greece in the 1920s.
This is the place to get an authentic gyro, just like they serve in Greece at the Golden Fleece.
And when you're done with your gyro, let's have a drink. Before I started drinking, I mispronounced this word. I called it cognac. And if somebody doesn't drink, then they might see this word and say the same thing. But later I found out that the correct pronunciation of this word is cognac.
And then there's a photo of like a 65-year-old bald black guy in a towel drinking a cognac in a velvet robe.
And has his own brand of cognac, Douce.
The G-in combination in the middle of the word produces a ñ sound. So it's cognac. Would you like some cognac? For example, they stayed up all night drinking cognac. All right, that's enough about food and drinks. Let's go to the next word. And the next word is a word that I used to pronounce colonel, but then I learned that it's pronounced colonel.
This is Colonel Picard.
And by the way, I don't care what your pedigree is. I don't care if you're a military colonel, pilot, Air Force.
This is probably one of the strangest words in English. A colonel is a position in the military or the army. For example, call the colonel, we're under attack. The next word that I used to mispronounce is this word. I used to say echelon, but that's not the right pronunciation. You see, a lot of words that come from French that include the combination CH in English are pronounced sh.
In the upper echelon, and you've got really amazing insurance.
And what they're always looking for is the higher echelon people that are really pulling the strings.
And this word is no different. It's echelon, not echelon. And an echelon is basically a higher level. In fact, we often use the phrase the upper echelon. And this means the upper level. For example, after years of service, she's now in the upper echelon of city management. All of those words I have mispronounced in the past. Some of them when I was a child, some of them I learned when I got to university or when I moved to a different country. And I'm sure there are some words that I still mispronounce. You see, learning, and especially learning languages, isn't about being perfect or not making mistakes. It's the opposite. It's about making mistakes and learning from those mistakes. You need to own your mistakes. Don't let someone else take your mistakes and say that they mean something that they don't. In this video, I showed you my mistakes. These are my mistakes and you cannot have them. I made these mistakes, I learned from these mistakes, and this was a part of my growth and development as a native English speaker. If you're learning English as a second language or a foreign language, you're going to make mistakes. And if you're not open to learning from your mistakes, then your mistakes will hold you back. If you're open to learning from them and you take control of your mistakes and you say that they're only your mistakes and no one else's, then you can use those mistakes to make yourself an even greater, better person, English speaker, and a person who can help others too. If you're watching this video, then I know that you're focused on improving yourself and learning more. And that's why I want to invite you to our unlimited speaking practice program called English Every Day. You'll have opportunities to speak with native teachers, professional teachers, and students from around the world 5 times every day or more. You can join all the lessons. Every lesson is on a different topic, and speaking with different teachers who have different accents will really help you understand English more. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to press like, press subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.